I had a 9 to 5. I was thankful. I was making money. I was never really big on TikTok. Like, I wasn't the type of dopamine I need to scroll. And I was like, why did I get out of ecom? Like, what on earth am I doing working at 9 to 5, knowing the skills that I have, knowing what I could have achieved? Had a couple ideas for brands. I was gonna start a teeth whitening brand, already custom branded. It was like picking back up again. I found the product, that I sell now. My product research has never been like a sell things that people are selling or use spy tools. I've always been somebody to sell products that have never been sold before, to create the market for it.
Oh, interesting.
Literally scrolling through AliExpress or Alibaba, whatever catches my eye, I might, make a list of it, kind of see if it checks out. This is really interesting because I built this store in 2019, fall of 2019, when TikTok ads had just allowed people to start advertising. Like, the only big brands on there were like Coca-Cola, like really big brands, and getting approved was so hard. And I remember TikTok ads just popping off instantly because there was nobody advertising on the platform.
Yeah.
So, in a few months, we were able to do, I think, like 50 or 60K. This was by myself. And
Wow.
so this was like, oh my God, like, okay, like,
This works.
this actually works. Um, and then in about this November, I partnered with him, and we scaled, I think, to like 60, 70K per month. And then long story short, ran into some like crazy logistics issues, had to go through a bunch of crazy refunds, and things kind of like tanked from there.
hmm
Over the next year and a half, we kind of like recovered, and we're actually doing like pretty good volume on Amazon now, which is cool. Um,
Wow.
yeah,
That's
we're
actually
kind
really cool.
yeah, we're only on Amazon. We still have our website, but most of our traffic is Amazon right now, and it's actually starting to pick up, which is really interesting. So that brand was kind of like a success turned failure, where it's
hmm
like, I was kind of doing the thing, and partnered with a guy, things started going even better, and then it just kind of tanked. That like killed me mentally, and I stopped ecom like entirely.
Really?
This was mid 2020.
Right at the
I was
pandemic.
Yeah, that was pandemic. And that summer, yeah, I completely stopped ecom. I was going into my senior year of college and was just like, I'm gonna focus on school, focus on soccer, and it was always just on and off. Come uh come like November of 2021, um, yeah, I graduated, got my degree in
Nice.
business, and for a couple months looked for a job and started working a 9 to 5. Um,
Wow. Okay, this is a
yeah,
really interesting story.
it's really interesting, yeah, because I feel like the traditional ecom story is like I dropped out and I make millions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly. This sounds like a more realistic.
It's
This is
so
great.
realistic. And so I got my degree, got a 9 to 5. I was working in cybersecurity, in a marketing position. It was just like a typical uh, digital marketing specialist, whatever
Oh, wow,
crap.
yeah, okay.
And yeah, my salary was 50K a year, like, nothing. As like in today's day and age, it's really not much.
Yeah.
But I had a 9 to 5. I was thankful. I was making money, and I was never really big on TikTok. Like, I wasn't the type of dopamine I need to scroll. I had it,
hmm
but never really went on it. And one day I was laying down and was just scrolling through my feed, and I something on my For You page popped up of this guy named Brandon who was doing drop shipping with false eyelashes, and he offered some type of mentorship, and that was kind of like the pivotal moment in my life when I was like, why did I stop? Why did I get out of ecom? Like, what on earth am I doing working a 9 to 5, knowing the skill set I have, knowing what I could have achieved? And
hmm
so that led me down a rabbit hole, and started doing the whole product research, started talking to this guy, ended up paying for his mentorship. It was really cheap at the time. It was only 500. Um, booking calls whenever you wanted.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, I had a couple ideas for brands. I was gonna start a teeth whitening brand, already custom branded. Um, and the inventory was gonna take too long to come in because of just like the pandemic was like picking back up again, which is really
Yeah.
interesting. So come about in January, February, March, I was really getting back in, and I found the product, that I sell now.
Wow.
And my product research has never been like a, sell things that people are selling or use spy tools. I've always been somebody to sell products that have never been sold before to create the market for it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, not many, I get a lot of questions about that, and I'm just like, my process has been the same since day one, which is literally scrolling through AliExpress or Alibaba. Whatever catches my eye, I might, make a list of it, narrow it down, and then order samples of each and kind of see if it checks out.